Shalom. I would like to begin this lesson by giving all praise, honor, and glory to our power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who have taught us this truth in the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. I'm Shaquat, and I'm back here with another lesson, Lord willing and edifying to the hopeful elect, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Barakatham. To you sincere Akim Wakwathium, and a sincere Shalom unto you brothers that are out pushing this truth out on the highways and the byways and through the YouTube blessings, man. Shalom unto you all. Lord willing this lesson be edifying, exhorting to the elect. Alright, so without further ado, we're gonna get into it. You see by the title, response, never trust a woman, or as the guy said, a hoe. Alright, never trust a woman. Okay, and when I say that, don't expose yourself to her with something that will be very extremely detrimental to you. Okay, because the scriptures told us that, man. This Bible is our blueprint that the Lord has given us so we could come back to him in 100% truth and sincerity and righteousness. This bus tripping. So like it, in 100% truth and righteousness, all right, where we could get the full truth, you know, we can get the full truth. It's like I'm a little distracted. People moving retardedly right now, so please forgive me. Yeah, the Bible is our blueprint. That's the point. Some people say the Bible, those acronyms stand for basic instruction before life on earth, all right, or basic instruction before leaving earth. You understand? So, and these are the basic instructions. These are the basics of life, you know, because all the intricate things, man, we're not even gonna learn that right now because it's not needful to salvation. All right, we're only getting the things that are needful to salvation. Okay, so with a nigga coming up to us, because I should have recorded that like the Elder Gabar be doing, but with this goofy coming up to us talking about, well, why does God asking us all these stupid questions trying to trip us up? But that ain't gonna work. All right, but coming up talking about, well, why? Well, so God has woolly hair and dark skin. Well, why does God have a skin color? Why does God have woolly hair? Well, nigga, that's not for us to know. Nigga, I don't know why the Lord set it up that way. I'm not Yahweh, man. You know, asking us these stupid ass questions. I'm not Yahweh. I don't know why the hell he did that. I don't give a, like, what the fuck? Why? Well, why did the Lord separate all these nations and he made 18 nations and only chose one? I don't know why he did that, but he did it, and he said he did through the word. So it's like you asking us stuff like why the Lord did stuff. I don't know. We don't know. That's not for us to know right now because it's not needful to salvation. Knowing why the Lord made himself, because he could have made himself look like anything. Made himself look like a so-called, made himself with very dark skin and woolly hair and woolly beard. I can't tell you why he did that. All right, hold on. As I was saying, I can't tell you why he did that. You know, that's not for us to know on this end. Okay? All we need is the wisdom and knowledge that will, grant us salvation. Okay? And that wisdom and knowledge consists of turning back to the Lord and repenting with a sincere heart, striving to have the same heart David did towards the Lord. Okay? Just drop something. It's like, oh, here you go. All right, so anyway, back to the point. Never trust a woman. This is what the word told us. All right, so we're going to go to the point. So lock it for my rambling.
Oh, how tall are you?
5'11". Bitches, these bitches be, they can't, I mean, why you think this?
Oh?
Why you think the CIA, FBI, military operatives, whatever, soldiers, they don't tell their families shit. You don't tell a bitch shit because you don't give them a chance to lie. They can't tell what they don't know.
And that remind me of the lesson that brothers was doing, and even I did last week concerning that young Jake from I forgot where he was from. I think it was Mississippi or something. But that one Jake who crashed out, and he his baby mama was gonna testify against him in court. She was gonna take the stand on a murder case, and the reason behind her doing that was because he didn't want to be with her anymore, right? But how can she take the stand, testify against you and stuff? But that's what happens when you run your goddamn mouth. That's what happens when you run your mouth to a woman. You can't be telling your woman everything, man. You can't. It's not always a good thing to be a complete open book. And it's not always a good thing to be a super closed book. You have to find a balance within the two. Okay? Because everything is about balance. That's Yahweh. Yahweh is about balance. Yahweh Shai, he's about balance. All right? You got to find a balance. So I'm not going to say don't ever tell your wife nothing. But some things you may actually have to tell her because, y'all helping each other. But if like I started the lesson off with, if it can be very detrimental to you and she can use it against you, you should not tell her. All right? They don't need to know everything. The angels are on the need-to-know basis with Yahweh. They're on the need-to-know basis with Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay? We are on the need-to-know basis. The scriptures literally say, because are we not the Lord's women? We're the women of the Lord. We're his wives. Right? So he's treating us like his women. We're on a need-to-know basis. The scripture said, for we know in part and we prophesy in part, meaning we're on a need-to-know basis. We know things that are needful pertaining to salvation. But like I was saying earlier, I don't know what size shoe the Lord would be wearing. I don't fucking know that shit. I don't know why. I don't know. A nigga came up talking about, well, is God all knowing? Yeah. Well, is Yahweh Shai all knowing? Yeah, because he got all the power from Yahweh, so yes. Well, what do they talk about then if they know everything? What type of stupid ass question is that? It's so stupid, it's incomprehensible. It's a dumbass question. And then what they talking about? I don't know what the hell they talking about, probably because they're in the spirit realm and I'm not in the spirit realm. Idiot. So I don't know what the hell they talking about. What are you talking about, man? What conversations are they having? Did the Bible say what conversations they have in the heavens? No. So we don't know that. And just like we have right now, within accuracy, we have 80 books. But there are more than 80 books in the Bible that have been turned to pseudepigraphas and things of that sort. And we have many books that just went missing. So we have way more books than 80, but we only have accurate access to 80 books because that's what the Lord set it up to be like. Because those are the only things that are needful to salvation, these 80 books that we have. Only things needful to salvation. Okay? So, we don't know all this extra shit. I don't know how long the Lord's nose is. I don't know how big his hands is. All right? I don't know what color boots he wearing. If he wearing boots, if he wearing shoes, I don't know. Okay? I don't know exactly how his throne would look. That was not imparted unto us. All right? That was not imparted unto us. Why did the Lord make his own enemy? I don't know. So just like we need to keep women on a need-to-know basis, we are also on a need-to-know basis with Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. We are also on a need-to-know basis. That's it.
You know what I'm saying? So the bitch, you gonna give a bitch a chance? Like these bitches they can't sleep at night. They'll be able.
What do the scriptures say? What does that remind you of? They can't sleep at night without basically doing some type of mischief. Or if they're told something that's supposed to be in secret, they can't sleep without spewing it to somebody else, which is some mischief. Well, who does that remind you of? It reminds me of Esau Edom. The scriptures say the nigga can't go to sleep without doing mischief. So Esau has a trait of a woman, because that's a feminine trait. That's a feminine trait. That's not masculine. All right, so Esau is like a woman, which is why there will be nothing but women here left in Babylon the Great. That's Nahum 3.
Not to sleep at night, and the only way they'll sleep at night is if they tell somebody. Military wife don't know nothing. CIA wife don't know nothing. Don't you ever, if you told your bitch something, you fucked up already, nigga. You fucked up. She done put that in a list of it.
Yeah, cause she gonna toss it back at you. All right, that's why it's especially bad. It's worse having a woman that's in the truth than having a woman that's in the world. All right, and when I say in the truth, I don't mean having a wife where she's, she bows down to your rule and your doctrine in the household, meaning she subjects herself to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai outwardly. Who knows if it's in sincerity? Who knows if it's in sincerity? Salakia had a damn stroke. Yeah, damn, forgive me. But I didn't have that literally, Salakia. Please don't put that on me, Lord. But I'm saying it sounded like I had one, Salakia. But what was I gonna say? I mean, who knows if it's in sincerity, but nonetheless, your woman bowing down to your rule, calling on Yahweh Shai, praying to those names, trying her best for you, still fucking up, because at the end of the day, a woman's a woman. She gonna fuck up a lot, whether she's alleged a good woman or bad or whatever. She gonna fuck up a lot. You understand? Nonetheless, she's trying. Well, that's a different ball game. She ain't studying breakdowns. But when I say having a woman in the truth, it's Salakia for rambling. It sounds like I'm giving a word salad, so please forgive me. But I'm talking about when having a woman in the truth who tries to go into the breakdowns and shit, or having a woman who was in the truth before you. That shit, boy, I done heard the stories. Shit, be trying to cut your ass up with the word. Shit be crazy. Be trying to cut you up with the word. Be mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. Trying to cut you with the word. So, point I'm making is, man, it's best to not tell your woman everything. It's best to just keep her on a need-to-know basis. All right, I know a few brothers who are going through certain situations like that now, which not like they, did this recently, but they did it years ago, and now it's coming back to bite them. Because that's how women are. That's why the scriptures say all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. It's little to the wickedness of a woman, because a woman is extremely wicked. And any way she could get the upper hand on you, she will take it. Right? So anyway, let's keep it playing, and then we can get to these precepts.
This nigga acts up, got his ass.
Yeah.
Nigga, don't tell a bitch shit, ever. Let's get biblical. What Samson do? Told the bitch his strength.
That's actually something I was going to get into. I'm still going to go to it.
What happened after that? Poked my nigga's eyes out, cut my nigga's his hair off, and he had to fucking die with shit no matter what. I don't give a fuck. 20 years, bitch can't know shit, nigga. Fuck a bitch, nigga. Fuck a hoe, nigga. 100 fuck a hoe, nigga. 100. They good for reproduction, that's it, nigga.
I mean, it's true. A woman is really only good for procreation. and to basically serve you. You understand? But we really, in reality, we don't need women. The only thing we need women for is procreation. Outside of procreation, we don't need women outside of that. But women, they need us for a hell of a lot more than procreation. A hell of a lot more than that. You know what I'm saying? So, there you go. But, you know, they try to demonize us with these newfound worldly terms like, oh, you're a misogynist. Okay. You hate women, which that's what a misogynist is. Okay. You know, you're a bigot. Okay. I don't give a fuck. None of us give a fuck. Call me that. I'm a bigot. I'm a bigot and I'm a misogynist. I'm also a misandrist. I hate men too. I hate all people. Matter of fact, call me a misanthrope. I just hate people. God damn it, you're correct. I'm a misogynist, a misandrist, misanthrope. Might as well be that. Lump that in there because it means they hate humans. I'm all of that. I'm a bigot. What the hell are you going to do about it? I'm racist. Yeah, I'm racist. Okay, I'm sexist. I'm all that shit. And every brother is that too, whether they want to admit it or not. Because those are just stupid terms put on us to try to demonize the truth, ultimately. In turn, it's really trying to demonize Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. But as the scriptures tell us, you can do nothing against the truth, but only for the truth. All right?
You don't tell a bitch shit. You don't tell, nigga, you don't tell a bitch shit, man. Why?
And this guy's 100% right. You know he's through. He's in the world, but he's right. He's right. And then this guy said, we're going to look through these comments, then we're going to go to the scriptures. But this guy said, you don't become a man until you realize your mama full of shit. And that's right. Now, I ain't to say when you become of age or you come into this truth, you just despise your mother. No, at the end of the day, she's still your mother. No matter what she's done, she's still your mother, okay? Take that into consideration. But I can attest, coming into this truth and growing up, becoming a man, because I came into this truth, technically I was a man because, you know, you're really a man at 12, but I wasn't a man yet. You know, I was, of this world, I would still be considered damn near a child because I learned of this truth at 16. So I would be considered still a child. And I officially came into the truth. Like I heeded to the truth. I've known of the truth since 16, but I actually heeded to it at 18. But you would still be considered damn near a kid at that point in this world for some reason. But really growing in this truth and becoming a man, I realized I don't hate my mom, of course, but she is full of shit. She's completely full of shit. I'm talking about full of it. Oh my goodness, full of it. But you know, I still love my mother, still my mom, still honor her. But she full of shit. So this guy's right. Then she said, not this mama, I'm a real one. Maybe your mama and my mama ain't shit or full of it, but not this one right here. Well, you don't determine that. Your son determines that, which is what he said. That's for your son to grow up and decide, not you. Just prove my point. Right. Oh, man. He's right, man. But anyway, it says, bro must have slipped up. That's what I was thinking. You know, he probably fucked up a little bit. He got him, you know, a little mad. This is the Jezebel era. And that's right. The guy said Jezebel and Ahab, which, speaking of Jezebel and Ahab, that's actually a scripture I have put up right here. We'll read these two verses. 1 Kings 21 and 25 in the NLT. No one else so completely sold himself to what was evil in the Lord's sight as Ahab did. So Ahab was the wickedest of kings. That nigga was so wicked. That nigga was extremely wicked. That nigga was worse than Saul, goddamn me. Yeah, that nigga was wicked. When you read the Kings, you'll find out how wicked. This nigga is wicked as hell. Let's read that again from the top. No one else so completely sold himself to what was evil in the Lord's sight as Ahab did under the influence of his wife Jezebel. Under the influence of his wife Jezebel. So he gave his wife a damn ledge to stand on. A platform to stand over him. And she had rule over this nigga. And she was feeding this nigga, you know, basically she was in this nigga ear telling him to do all manner of wickedness, man, when you read the Kings. So yeah, she calls him the heir, but he's still wicked for heeding to the bullshit. And it ain't like he didn't want to do none of the shit she was asking him. Right? So they all wicked. Point is, he gave her power over him. He gave her power over him. And what did that cause him to do? Well, let's read. His worst outrage was worshiping idols, just as Amorites had done. Just as the Amorites had done. The people whom the Lord had driven out from the land ahead of the Israelites. Okay, so there you go. And to back this, go to Proverbs 31:3. All right, it says, give not thy strength unto women, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings. And that's what Ahab did. He already was through, but he even further fucked himself by giving strength unto his woman. He further fucked himself. All right? So, yeah, the scriptures don't lie, Chico. They never lie. The scriptures do not lie, Chico. They always straight and on point. These scriptures do not go off. Let's read a few more. And Delilah, which we're going to get to. That's Samson's wife. See, even the woman agreeing. The best spies are female. They are, and that's true. The best spies are women, and then also the best detectives. Well, that's a spy. Detectives and spies, they're the same thing essentially in a broad, in a broad scale, on a broad landscape. But they're also slightly different. Because a detective, you're kind of you're doing similar things, but it's slightly different. I can't explain it. If you go on Google and put in the differences between being a detective and being a spy, it'll tell you. It's similar. It's very similar. It's almost the same. But there's slight differences from a detective and a spy. But nonetheless, they're the best spies and detectives. Shit. My woman will come to me saying some shit. I'll be like, how the fuck do you even know this shit? I never told you this. How do you even know this shit? She know it because she just be spying. Just be lurking. That's what gives them joy and peace in life. That gives them a rush. They just start lurking and spying and detecting shit. So I didn't even tell you this shit. How do you know this? Why are we even talking about this? Because I never told you this. How do you know this? Yeah, I know. You need to stop fucking snooping around being a busybody. Mind your own goddamn business. The hell, like, I don't get that shit. Women are crazy, man. And they're crazy. They're very, very odd creatures. I'll say that. Boys gossip nowadays. Imagine what the girls be doing. 100%. Yep. They're not even good for reproduction no more. You ain't even lying. Shit, especially given the lesson I did a few days ago. So. All right, so let's get to some more scriptures, and then we're going to end this lesson. So first, let's go to Micah 7:5. All right. We read in both translations. Trust ye not in a friend, put ye not confidence in a guide. Keep the doors of thy mouth from her that lieth in thy bosom. Now, who is the one that lieth in your bosom? Your woman, your wife. So do not tell her everything. That's what this precept is going into. Don't tell her everything. She's sitting here wanting to know everything about your life, the ins and outs. Bitch, you just gonna have to fucking be a detective and find out, because I ain't telling you. I may tell you certain things that I want you to know. You're gonna be on a need-to-know basis, but anything else that you learn outside of that is gonna be from your own searching, from your own due diligence, because I'm not telling you. Because especially if it's something that can harm me or be used against me in a court of law, and I mean a literal court of law, or something that can be used against me in a disagreement between the two of us, fuck that. I ain't telling you then. You know? Hell, there's certain precepts. Well, brothers brought out certain precepts. I'm like, boy, I never tell my wife that precept. Hell no. They'd take it the wrong way and use it in wickedness. Because why? Ecclesiastes 25 and 19. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. All wickedness is little to them. They just wicked as hell. They turn something that shouldn't be evil to something evil. They just very wicked. All right, it says in NLT, don't trust anyone, not your best friend or even your wife. You would think maybe you could trust your wife. Surely I could trust my wife. We became one flesh. No, nigga. Now, in the kingdom, you could put all your trust in your wife. Absolutely. In the kingdom, yeah, we could tell our wives a lot of everything. We going to be in the kingdom. You know, you ain't going to need to keep the doors of, your mouth shut from your wife in the kingdom, because they're not going to be wicked anymore. All right, they're not going to be wicked anymore. They're going to be, our wives, not the concubines. I'm not talking about concubines, but our wives, they're going to be completely righteous Israelite women. So in the kingdom, this is not something we have to worry about. We are not in the kingdom. We are in the devil's world. We're in Esau's world. So we're not in the kingdom. All right, so don't trust your wife, because you would think, surely I could trust her. Nah, you can't. In the kingdom you can, but on this end, nigga, you can't tell her, what that nigga say, you can't tell a bitch shit, fuck a hoe, fuck a bitch. And for real though, I'm being funny, but seriously, he wasn't wrong at all. And I get the passion and emotion behind that. I 100% understand. I've had instances where I told my woman something and she's tried to use that shit against me. Like, bitch, should never told you that shit. It's happened a few times a while back. Shit ain't happened recently because I don't tell her that shit. But a while back, yeah. Bring some shit up. Bitch, I know I shouldn't told you that shit. That's all I can say. I know I shouldn't told you that shit. I ain't even mad. You just doing what a woman do. It's my fault. But it says Ecclesiasticus 9 and 1. Be not jealous over the wife of thy bosom. All right. Be not jealous over the... I wonder what that says in a GNT. Oh, I have it right here. Yeah. So advice about women. So say the same thing. Be not jealous over the wife of thy bosom. All right. When you go into that word jealousy, because it's a what's I want to say? It's a masculine trait to be jealous. All right. So you're not wrong if you're jealous, but when it says don't be jealous over the wife of thy bosom, that means don't be trying to lay snares and traps for her to fall into. Because, nigga, she will fall. She's the weaker vessel. She will fall into them snares and traps. Like, you just lining it up for her to... Colossians 3 and 19. Husbands, love your wives and be not bitter against them. All right, in the NLT, husbands, love your wives and never treat them harshly. Okay, now when it's saying don't treat them harshly, it means don't be bitter against them. Don't walk in and here it is. Your wife ain't caused you no hell in the past few days, and then you walk in the house and you just you cussing her out and you trying to body slam the bitch. She ain't even did shit yet. She ain't even did shit yet. It's like, damn. That's what it's talking about. Don't be a lion in your household. The scriptures say that too. Do not be a lion in thy house. Don't do it. That's what this is telling you. Don't be a lion in your household. It is you getting on your woman ass and she ain't even did shit yet. You notice I keep saying yeah, because she gonna do something, but she ain't did nothing yet, so you in the wrong. Cussing out and shit, slapping her. What the fuck you doing? She ain't even did shit yet. So that's what it's going into, man. Don't treat your woman harshly just because you feel like it. That's some wicked ass shit, man. That's extremely wicked. Extremely. And even in disciplining your woman, be harsh, but still consider, because you got to keep a bitch in straightly. So be harsh, goddamn me. I know a thing or two about being harsh with women. I learned my lesson from being all soft, mushy. Fuck all that. But still consider she's the weaker vessel, which does not mean it's okay for her to do the things that she does, but she's the weaker vessel. She's supposed to do this. And think about how bad you did the Lord. We did the Lord a hell of a lot worse than our women can do us. Our women can do something so treacherous against us. And I promise you, it doesn't compare to what we did to the Lord. Because you got to think about it. This is one lifetime. The earth has been around for about what? 12 to 14,000 years. This is one lifetime out of 2 weeks of creation. So think about all the other lifetimes we've been in. Boy, ain't no telling what we did against the Lord. There's no telling. So consider that as well. But don't just take bullshit. All right. But don't be treating your woman don't be a demon, man. Don't be a lion in your house. That's the point I'm making. That's what Ecclesiastes 9 is getting into when it says, be not jealous over the wife of thy bosom. Now it says, and teach her not an evil lesson against thyself. Now, what does that mean? Teach her not an evil. I wonder if the GNT says the same thing. Yeah. I actually like how that GNT said. We're probably gonna get that. But and teach her not an evil lesson against thyself, meaning what? Don't be just running your motherfucking mouth. Stop running your mouth. Stop. I wonder if I had it in the notes here. Yeah. Sure, dude, we're gonna get that. Stop just running your mouth though. Quit yapping. Stop it. All right? Because in turn, it could bite you in the ass and she could use it against you. And it could be very detrimental to you. So consider that. Now in the GNT, it said, you will only be teaching her how to do you harm. All right, so that be not jealous is going into don't be bitter against your woman and shit. Don't be a lion in your house. And it's also going into don't just run your mouth. Don't be jealous of you. Don't just be loose. Because when you get jealous, you start getting loose. Don't be just loose. Don't get loose. You just opening up all your damn doors. She got all entries. She could enter from the back, the front, the sides, diagonally. All your doors open. And then she'll get your mind. And then she will be as bands to you. Read Ecclesiastes 7 and 25. Read that. Her mind, her heart is snares and nets, which is her mind, and her hands as bands. So she will entrap you and take your mind. Don't allow that. Don't give a woman power over you. Do not. As it says, do not surrender your dignity to any woman. There you go. So don't run your mouth to women, or you will surrender your dignity to them. What does it say in the KJV? Give not thy soul unto a woman to set her foot upon thy substance. So you giving her a floor to stand on. And through that, she now believes you ain't got shit to stand on. Crazy work. All right, now I want to go to Sirach 25 and 8 because that was a precept for this. We're going to end this lesson here shortly. Sirach 25 and 8. Well is him that dwelleth with a wife of understanding, and that hath not slipped with his tongue, and that hath not served a man more unworthy than himself. So see, there you go. That first part. Well is him that dwelleth with a wife of understanding, meaning not a woman that's devout and in the truth devoutly. You know, she's devout. She goes through all her precepts daily. She getting a breakdown. Fuck that. I don't want no woman that knew all that. I don't want no woman that know breakdowns. Fuck that shit. I'm not finna sit here and debate your motherfucking ass and I'm trying to go to sleep. Crazy as hell. Nobody got time for that shit. I'm trying to debate. Fuck that. Motherfucker debating. I know I ain't gonna mention no names, but it's somebody's wife out there right now debating about the 12 tribe sign. Talking about some motherfucking, it's off. How do we know? Bitch, shut your bitch ass up. Shut your bitch ass up. And if somehow that person ever comes across it, shut your bitch ass up. My God. The fuck up. Now, that's not my situation, but it's a situation I know. I ain't saying none names, but that shit is crazy. And the shit get worse. Shut the fuck up. That's the problem with having a woman knowing precepts and shit. They try to cut your ass up. Shut the fuck up. My God. And be dead ass wrong. The shit don't make no sense. But it says, and that hath not slipped with his tongue. Meaning, don't just run your mouth. Don't just be yapping. Blah, blah, blah. You just yapping. You just, what Apostle Gabar just said in the lesson he did today, what did he tell that nigga Hakah? All right, make sure you have your facts straight before you mutter. And he said mutter. Apostle accent is cool. He said before you mutter. All right, but that mutter, before you get to just running your motherfucking mouth. All right, that's what it goes into. Basically, before you yapping, you just running your motherfucking yapper to your wife. Don't do that. Because it would entrap you. All right, now when you go into this Samson situation, let's type that in. In Judges, the 16th chapter. And let's do this. I don't even know if I want to. Let me see what I want to do. So I'm gonna just give you context of this, and we're gonna jump to the point. So it says Samson's weakness. So you had a bunch of you had these heathen men, okay, that were trying to get at Samson, because nobody could touch Samson, because he was a Nazarite from birth. That's how it is. You can only be a Nazarite if you were pledged that by birth, before you even touch ground, before you even touch earth, before you even breathe air. Okay? That's the only way to be a Nazarite. So you can't be on earth for damn 35 years, find out of the truth, and then because you want to keep your dreads, all of a sudden say, keep your long ass Shiva Jatas, then you could you can't just turn around because of that and say, oh, I'm a Nazarite. No, nigga, that's not how that shit work, bitch ass nigga. And on top of that, it's not possible to be a Nazarite right now, because, nigga, you're going to have to break the vow. How you gonna be a Nazarite? You gotta break the vow, because a Nazarite, they don't drink wine. When Passover come around, your bitch ass gotta drink some wine, nigga. You gotta drink some red wine. So what we talking about here? You can't even keep it. You can't do it. And taking that pledge as a Nazarite mean you can't shave no hair on your body. Meaning you finna have a bush down to everything. You can't shave shit, nigga. You can't shave nothing. And here it is, the nigga talking about he a Nazarite, and you got a taper fade. You got a ball fade. You got a line up. Nigga, get the fuck out of here, man. That shit don't even make no sense. You know, chill out. All right? People speak about Samuel. Samuel had long hair, yeah. Why? Because he was a Nazarite from birth. You read that when you read the first chapter of 1 Samuel concerning his mother, because his mother was barren. And she basically told the Lord, please give me a son. If you give me a son, I'll make sure I give him over unto you. Meaning he gonna be a Nazarite. Okay? So anyway, that's what this is getting into. So Samson had long hair, so they were trying to find out his weakness, ultimately. And then they remembered that Samson had a wife named Delilah. And they basically used her to get to him. They used her to get to him. Here we go. Delilah extracts his secret. Judges 16 and 15. And she said unto him, how canst thou say, I love thee, when thine heart is not with me? And that's what a bitch will try to do. A woman will try to tell you because you don't want to tell her everything. She'll try to act like you don't love her all of a sudden because you don't want to tell her something. Or if you don't want to do something for her, she'll try to, you don't love me. Get the fuck out of here, man. That may work on a bitch, nigga. As I've had that happen to me, women doing that shit. You don't like me, you don't fuck with me, you don't love me. Yeah. If you really care, you would do this. Ain't nobody hearing that shit, bro. Nobody's hearing that shit. All right, so they'll try to do that. Don't fall for the trap. Read Ecclesiastes 7 and 25. Do not fall for that. Thou hast mocked me these 3 times, and hast not told me wherein my great strength lieth, wherein thy great strength lieth. And it came to pass, when she pressed him daily with her words and urged him, so that his soul was vexed unto death, that he told her all his heart, and said unto her, he fell for it, there hath not come a razor upon mine head, for I have been a Nazarite unto God from my mother's womb. Told you, you got to take a pledge to be a Nazarite before you touch ground, bitch niggas. Told you. The scriptures backed it. I told you. So you can't, like I said, you can't be here 35 years old, and because you want to keep your long Shiva Jatas, oh, I'm a Nazarite. No, nigga, that's not how that shit works. None of us are Nazarite. None of us qualify to be a Nazarite, because you have to be one from birth. Now it says, Salaki, unto God from my mother's womb, if I be shaven, then my strength will go from me, and I shall become weak and be like any other man. Meaning, because if he shaved his hair, that's a part of breaking the Nazaritic pledge. All right, no different if he drank wine. He would have broke the pledge. Things of that sort. So him cutting his hair, that's him ending the pledge of a Nazarite. He ended his vow. That's why his strength would have left from him. Now it says, and the thing is, his strength didn't even fully leave for him when he broke it. Now he was weakened. That's why he was able to be put to death. But he took niggas with him. When you read to the end of the chapter, he took niggas with him. So the Lord still gave him some strength to take niggas with him. Man, go lay your Bashim shy. So it says, so he told her everything. And this caused him to die. This led to his death. Because he didn't keep his mouth from the wife of thy bosom. And when Delilah saw that he had told her all his heart, she sent and called for the lords of the Philistines, saying, come up this once, for he hath shewed me all his heart. Then the lords of the Philistines came up unto her and brought money in their hand and paid her. They paid her. And it says, and she made him sleep upon her knees, and she called for a man. And she caused him to shave off the 7 locks of his head. And she began to afflict him, and his strength went from him. And she said, the Philistines be upon thee, Samson. And he awoke out of his sleep and said, I will go out as at the other times before and shake myself. And he wist not that the Lord was departed from him. But the Philistines took him and put out his eyes. They took him and they put out his eyes, so they gouged his eyes out. You heard the guy. Jake said that in the video. Jake said that in the video. He got his eyes gouged out and buried under rocks. Jake said that in the video. So Jake a little bit on point to an extent. It says, and brought him down to Gaza, and bound him with fetters of brass, and he did grind in the prison house. Howbeit, the hair of his head began to grow again after he was shaven. Then the lords of the Philistines, like I said, the Lord left him some strength. That's what I was saying earlier. Philistines gathered together for to offer a great sacrifice unto Dagon, their god, bitch ass Hamites, and to rejoice, for they said, our God have delivered Samson, our enemy, into our hand. Man, fuck your God. Your God ain't real, man. Fuck your gods. Fuck a Hamite. Fuck a Hamite. Those who the ancient Philistines were, they were Hamites. Fuck a goddamn Hamite, man. Fuck a Hamite. And more specifically, I believe they're Canaanites. Canaan always doing some bullshit. If I'm not mistaken, a brother can correct me if I'm wrong. I believe the Philistines are the Canaanites, to be specific. But fuck all the Hamites. And the Canaanites always doing some mischief. That's why the Lord cursed your bitch ass and we took what was supposed to be your land. Hoe ass nigga. Fuck a Canaanite. And fuck a Hamite. They don't like us anyway. That's why I'm so glad that Compact Bible Dictionary, man, that guy the Lord was working with that guy at the time when he made that Compact Dictionary, because he put that one part concerning him in there just for us, at this time now. Ham is the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes. Not the Negroes, though. All right? Fuck Ham. They're always doing some bullshit. And that's a lot of Esau's wicked ways and idolatry. You know, idolatrous worship comes from Ham. To be exact, Canaan. All right? Which are them so-called South Africans. It says, howbeit, the hair of his head began to grow. Oh, forgive me. I'm so sorry. Salakia. It says, for they said, our God have the... Yeah, I read that. Verse 24, when the people saw him, they praised their God, for they said, our God have delivered into our hands our enemies, and the destroyer of our country, which slew many of us. And it came to pass, when their hearts were merry, that they said, call for Samson, that he may make us sport. And they called for Samson out of the prison house, and he made them sport. And they set him between the pillars. What is sport? I think sport is because I know you got sport, you got game. I wonder if sport is deer or something. What is sport? I'm very curious to know. Lucky, I don't know what that is, so let me see. Sport. Oh, I maybe thought it was food or something. Oh, so they was making them. Well, I thought it was some type of food. So make us sport. It makes sense. You know, I get it now. All right. So it says, Samson said, so they basically was making fun of Samson, ultimately mocking him. Like, where's your strength? You know how people be. And Samson said unto the lad that led him by the hand, suffer me that I may feel the pillars whereupon the house standeth, that I may lean upon them. Now the house was full of men and women, and all the lords of the Philistines were there. And there were upon the roof about 3,000 men and women that beheld while Samson made sport. Samson is avenged. Oh yeah, we'll read this out so I can show you what I was talking about at the end. The Lord left him some strength. And Samson called unto the Lord and said, O Lord God, remember me, I pray thee. And we got to be like, don't be like Samson with telling women everything, but we got to be like Samson in the sense of even in death, even when things are completely against us, all odds are against us. Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Shai, remember me. Because I promise you, you gonna need it in Jacob's trouble. Boy, when shit the fan, you can talk a good game now, but from the vision I had a few months ago, I know I'm gonna be scared. I'm gonna be terrified. Not scared in the sense of like, oh my God, I'm gonna die, but terrified in the sense of, oh my God, the Lord is crazy. The Lord is like diabolical. The Lord is scary, man. He's terrible. Which the scriptures told us that. All right? He's a terrible power. Mighty and terrible. That's why we're supposed to persuade men knowing the terror of the Lord. So, boy, I know I'm going to be in that mug, Lord willing. Yahweh Shai, remember me, please. Babu Kashai, remember me. Remember me. Because we going to need it. We're going to need it, man. Remember me, Lord. Please remember me, and please remember all of these sincere brothers out here, man. Please remember us all. Because we need your help. We cannot do this on our own. And we've tried, and it does not work. That's why we're here. Remember us. Babu Kashai, Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai, remember us. I want to learn that in the Hebrew. I might make a Hebrew prayer that or ask a brother who real devout in the Hebrew about that. But I don't want to make a brother do that. I could just do it myself. So, yeah, I'm going to make a prayer for that, Lord willing. I just have to learn. Really, all I need to know is find out the word remember. I don't know what remember is in the paleo. So, Lord willing, that's all I will have to do. But anyway, he said, remember me, I pray thee, and strengthen me, I pray thee, only this once, O God, that I may be at once avenged of the Philistines for my 2 eyes. Because remember, they gouged his eyes out. So he's blinded at this point. He's blind. He can't even see. If you can't see, I don't care if you fucking bench 1,000 pounds, squat 2,000, all right, You could kill a lion and a bear. You have the fight IQ of John Bones Jones, all right? With the speed and power, with the speed of Mike Tyson. With the elusiveness of Mike Tyson, right? With the power of George Foreman, you know, with the defense of Floyd Mayweather. I don't care about none of that shit. With the switch hitting capabilities of Terrence Bud Crawford. All right? If you got a chin like Canelo Alvarez or Triple G, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I could go on and on because, you know, I love combat sports. I could go on and on, man. It don't matter if you got all that shit, an overhand like Francis Ngannou. Nigga, if you blind, that shit don't matter. That shit don't matter. If you ain't got your eyes, you cooked. If you can't see, you're fucked. And that's in a literal sense and in a spiritual sense as well, because the scriptures speak about eye salve. Eye salve means spiritual vision. All right, you have that spiritual vision. If you don't have a vision, you're fucked. And a lot of these guys who claim to be in the truth, they don't have vision, which is why they're going off with all these wavering doctrines. So it says, and Samson took hold of the two middle pillars upon which the house stood and on which it was borne up, of the one with his right hand and of the other with his left. And Samson said, let me die with the Philistines. And he bowed himself with all his might. And the house fell upon the lords and upon all the people that were therein. So the dead which he slew at his death were more slacked than they which he slew in his life. So he took out more people just going out than he did even over his lifetime. He didn't take that bitch Delilah out though. See, that's why you can't tell a bitch shit. Told this hoe that shit and she's still alive while he died. Man, these hoes. I say ain't down on a woman, boy. But you see, Samson, hey, the Lord left him some strength, and he took 3,000 people, men, women, out with him. Yeah. Call hello, Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai. Fuck a heathen, man. Fuck a Genesis Israelites. Fuck a TGC Ministries. And fuck a heathen. Fuck a Christian. Fuck all y'all, man, who want to save a fucking heathen, man. Fuck all y'all, man. Then his brethren and all the house of his father came down and took him and brought him up and buried him between Zorah and Eshtaol in the burying place of Manoah, his father. And he judged Israel 20 years. So there you go. So with that being said, I do hope and pray that this lesson was edifying to the elect. I would love to close this lesson by giving all praise, honor, and glory to our power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who have taught us all this truth. In the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And until next time, Abba Bo, Kwam Yasharallah, Gadol Abadium, Lababal Hagadol. Wow, I never knew I could see the chat from here. That's crazy. Hey, Shalom, brother Shemaiah. Shalom, Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai Barakatah. As well as you, brother. Shalom, Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai Barakatah. Shalom to you, brothers. Yeah, I never knew I could see the chat on Prism. Well, now you know something. I just saw this for the first time. Let me click on this. Yeah, call Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai. That's beautiful. That's beautiful, man. Shit, and also Amar. I'm not a Zaquan. I'm far from it. I'm far from it. I'm just a brother. Okay? I'm far from an elder. I'm nowhere near that. And hopefully, Lord willing, I will never be an elder in this kingdom. Lord willing, we getting out of here soon. I am far from that. I'm just a brother. So anyway, though, Ahaba Thumb, wa Baba Ball, Kwam Yasharallah. All right? Shalom.